Another issue as we continue to talk with the mayor that continues to come back at us. We had Dr. Sharma in last week, who does his great work with the Neighborhood Outreach Connection, talking about the Oaks apartments, which have been great affordable housing for workers on the island that is now slowly being converted into B&Bs. Other areas in town are also thinking that the trend line's going the wrong way and trying to solve the workforce housing problem. What can we do about it?
Well, it's sad about the Oaks. I mean,
Yeah.
the Oaks, the people that lived in the Oaks, the care of the Oaks, they were a community by itself, and that's a real shame. That shouldn't have been allowed to happen, but it did. Nothing we could have done about it.
I was going to say, is there anything the town could have done anyway? Yeah, okay.
Nothing. I still believe that 36% of our commercial space is vacant. I still believe that if we convert our commercial space by increasing density and rezoning it, we could have housing in a lot of our commercial space. Whether it's commercial on the first floor, housing on the second floor, and therefore the housing would be spread all through the island.
We've talked a little bit about that in the past.
Yes.
Is any progress being made? Is there anything you can do? What needs to be the trigger that gets that sort of activity to happen?
We've had no one really step up and is really interested in doing it. We have to figure out what
From the private sector.
That's right, what our next steps are in doing it. It's a big thing, and it should be done. It gets us from here to there along the way. Now, Dr. Sharma, I mean, whatever can be done should be done for Dr. Sharma. He runs a wonderful organization. He's handling the right part of our society, which is people that need education and help along the way.
We just need somebody from the private sector to step up from the workforce housing side of it and say,
That's right.
yeah, okay, we'll do this. We are getting a little bit of that. There are companies on the island who employ a lot of people who are now starting to invest in workforce housing, or at least
Lee Edwards with the Greenery,
Yeah.
they've bought some condos. They're having people there. The Sea Pines has done something for their seasonal workers. The Sinester has done something. The Weston is in the process of doing something. There are people out there that are doing something. I spent 2 weeks ago, a day or two in Athens, Georgia, looking over their housing authority and what they do and what the possibilities are we can do here. They gave us a lot of great ideas, a lot of great suggestions, and we have to get back now and decide, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to build housing for school teachers? Do we want to build housing for the restaurant workers? But we really need the private sector to join us in this process.
All right. Private sector, you know where the mayor is, go find him. Last question, spring training's coming up. I know that's a big deal for you. The pitchers and catchers are reporting this week. It's all starting to happen. You're headed to Florida, I would imagine, to check out your Yankees
I'm
soon?
heading to Florida on February 23rd,
All right.
8 o'clock in the morning. We'll be there for 3 games. It's a little early this year we're going, but because of all the things going on in town, have to be back. I'm looking forward to it. It's, you know, TV besides for your program is not much on.
Right.
But when baseball comes, I'm occupied for the next 6 months along the way, and it should be a great season along the way.
So watch the Yankees on preseason games. You might just see them during that time period out in the crowd getting sun. And
I'm going with the former Pittsburgh fan who has his Pittsburgh shirt on. So you'll see us together, a Yankee shirt and a Pittsburgh shirt. We're looking forward to the long
Yankees going to be okay this year?
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Just that easy. We'll be fine. You signed the big pitcher, but you got on a pitching?
You know, the other 23 guys mean a lot.
Well,
You know,
okay.
so you got to run what's going along the way.
All right.
This is going to be a good year for the town. By the way, just
Yes.
a side note, we got a second. Celebration Park opens the last week in August or the first week in September.
That'll be fantastic.
It's going to. I did a tour the other day. It's just a magnificent piece of business.
So it is really coming along. We don't see it behind the fences, but
No, it's,
there's a lot going on back
The
there.
Children's Museum is in there. There's a Children's Park in there. There's a bandstand in there for concerts and everything. It's a big thing.
And we'll get to break it in. If it's last week of August, September, most of the folks, the tourists from summer will be gone.
It's for the
and
residents.
We'll get to start.
It's for the residents. St.
break it
Patrick's
in.
Day Parade is coming up also.
Yes, it is. Someday you're going to get to be picked to be the Grand Marshal.
If I can march it, you will be fine.
All right, thanks so much again, Mayor. We appreciate it. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back with
Thank
more
you.
of the Hilton Head News right after this.